Hello everyone, PallyTime here. Welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3. This is our Mortal Empires campaign with Grimgor Ironhide. I promised you guys a fight at the start of this episode, but I left this screen up the entire time I was editing the previous episode. I had a lot of time to look at this, and our orc boys, they are weak. Like, our front line doesn't exist. I'm looking at what we're going to lose if we auto-resolve this. It's our entire front line, which I think I would lose anyway. But we're also losing our archers, our goblin archers specifically, and our cav. And genuinely, I don't think I can do better than that. I'm looking at what they have. I don't know how I would deal with the Marauder Horsemen. I don't want anyone to be disappointed by this. I'm gonna auto-resolve this. I think it's the right thing to do for my army as a whole, even though this looks really bad. I genuinely think I would have done worse. And I'm going to take their money and run. I'm going to ransom the captives back to their army. Now, let me tell you why I did this. Those were all tier 1 units other than the cavalry that we lost, and I am upset about losing those. Don't get me wrong. However, we have massive new units that we can bring into our army that will hopefully shake things up quite a lot. The Orc Biggins, 720 gold to recruit those guys. We have 10,000 now. We also have new catapults we could bring in, but we have trolls as well. So I did lose a significant force of our army right there. But I think in the long run, recruiting these new guys will be worth it. It basically techs up our entire army. We just freed up those slots. We did lose some orc boys, and I feel bad about it. I really think that auto-resolve did better than what I would be able to do myself. I also moved Ublug back to our friendly territories and just found out that the recruiting in an area is for every single commander. I thought I could kind of double dip on our recruiting efforts. Durbach is at the front gates of the Granite Spikes. This is the final location that our arch nemesis can hide in, his only structure that he has right now, and the army is forever marching closer. His days are numbered. Meanwhile, we can finally invest into the challenge stone, making this a little more orky, getting that tier 2 upgrade on the greenskin camp. That'll allow me to stop the spread of corruption in this area, and it'll also allow me to do one more thing. Maybe I just throw down a money pit over here for some extra income. That is going to cost just a little bit, just 370, so it's probably worth it. We have 4,000 gold left to work with. We're going to get 900 after this turn, and I'm just going to be using as much of that as I can to recruit an army to move in on this final area. A turn has passed. Our army has gotten substantially larger. We have 4,000 more dollars to recruit. I'm going to spend a third of that on Orc Biggins, I think. Can I get Ublug over to this army? Is he just out of range? I want to do a unit transfer, give Grimgor the entire army, and then move in, but it's looking like that's going to be next turn. Let's make sure we have enough movement to actually get to where we're going. I probably can't do that because I already started recruiting. Okay, well, we're going to continue to steal technology, mess with anything on the other side of this wall that we can prior to attacking, but that's another turn done. The group of orcs immediately to our west want a non-aggression pact, and they'd pay me $1,500 for it. However, the west will be overtaken by the green tide. That's where I'm going. Unfortunately, you're in the way. I don't know why, but I can't transfer units over to Grimgor's army. However, we have 5 groups of orc big ones ready to show off what they're made of, as well as a group of trolls. Our black orcs are still in play. They were not killed, but our cavalry is just a ghost. Like, it doesn't exist. Only scrams are only cavalry. This says it's going to be a defeat. Uh-oh. 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 I got Ublug close enough to bring in reinforcements. It says it's a Pyrrhic victory now. I don't know. We'll see. Here we are, back at our former settlement. Ready to make things right. Hey, who turned the lights off? I'm not sure where these guys are going to be holding up, but Our reinforcements are coming in from the south, so if I can hit this place from the sides and then deliver the final blow with reinforcements, that might be a good idea. Grimgor Scram, a group of trolls and his Black Orc companions are currently hiding in the trees to the west of the encampment, while the majority of the main army forces hold up on a hill to the right. These are our orc big ones, backed by trolls, backed by archers of orc and goblin variety. Our plan is going to be to hit the eastern side with the main part of our forces. This will force, hopefully, the enemy defenses to be mostly located there. Meanwhile, the surprise attack on the west will go for the control points inside the city and hopefully beat down any would-be defenders before they have time to rally. We will be receiving reinforcements from the southeast. These reinforcements will have a very long walk, but our goal will be to move them towards the southern entrance, which looks like the main entrance to the city, where they will be able to spread out and help out with anything else going on. Rather than sitting back and waiting for those reinforcements like we've done in the past, I don't want to give the enemy defenders more time to build up. So let's get things underway. Begin the battle. Group 2 going left, Group 3 going right. Artillery picking a target and giving them a bad night. The commander for the enemy is on that side. We're going to run right into some chaos trolls on the left with a group of trolls of our own. Speaking of trolls, let's see what their stats are. They have really good leadership. Their weapon strength is very high, although they are kind of squishy. I wonder if they can provide terror. I wonder if they can make the enemy scared of being in an area. The push on the right side is going well. Artillery not quite in position yet to do anything, it looks like. Let's just have them focus these beasts or something. There is a pretty... Here, we're going to have these guys widen out a little bit here. There is a lot of defenses that the enemy has in this location. I am kind of worried about that. That's the spell from the enemy commander flying down. Nothing to be too concerned of. Festivities are starting on the left-hand side as our trolls meet in battle with the others. We're going to have Grimgor step up and try to intercept these vicious beasts moving down the hill. The right side push is going well. We have hit the line of the enemy. Our archers are a little too far back, I think. I'm going to have them move up a little bit. Right side push is looking excellent as the enemies are mostly falling back already. Artillery is still continuing to fly, although we are going to need a new target for that. Grimgor and company are breaking through the left side beautifully, just like we expected them to do. Very pleased with that. Reinforcements are starting to trickle in as well. We've split this enemy team perfectly. I am starting to get a little worried about our reinforcements on the left. I'm going to have our army focus the general on that side. Enemies are beginning to break on the left flank. Reinforcements are here. Let's make sure they get routed in. And everything is going pretty well. Of course, that could change as spells are beginning to fly in, decimating the main group of our forces on the left side. I'm going to make sure these trolls stay in combat. Make sure they're doing the right thing. Everyone currently engaged. Ublug is sprinting into battle. Grimgor and friends are doing really well over here on the left. Let's make sure everyone stays focused on the right targets, though. Enemy general is surviving a little better than I was hoping. Let's make sure these archers are hitting. What are these? They seem like some kind of mage or something on the back line. Our front left group is starting to waver. Their general is pretty big. Maybe I could shoot some artillery at him. Maybe that'll help a little bit. It seems like a lot of the reinforcements are coming down to that entrance, though. The reinforcement army that we have is going to have a really hard time even making it into the battle before things are over, I feel like. This is looking pretty good as the melee units on the right flank are beginning to break. Archer's doing well in there as well. Wait a minute. I called him Koleg earlier. This is actually Agarl, another one of the leaders. He's not looking too good. he's kind of getting beat up on the left side. That being said, we are losing this flank and perhaps want to fall back with another wave of defenders here. The artillery is still doing a great job of decimating anyone that groups up, so we'll keep their focus there. Grimgore and friends, progress has kind of slowed here on the left side. Let's see if we can make that a little better. Wait, we have the Wah! That's gonna help out a ton! Go, boys, beat him back. Beat him back. Black Orcs, get on those fucking trolls. Grimgore, get on these dudes. You guys have this. I believe in you. You can do it. Ublug has arrived. We're going to use his charge to go in and deal damage while the rest of his reinforcements are coming in. The left side is starting to break a little bit, but it looks like the enemy general is actually oh, he fell back. He's retreating. That's a good sign. The melee line is being reinforced. Let's have these dudes try to hold over here and just kind of block progress on that right side. Okay, so things aren't going as well as I thought, but Grimgore is moving in. This won't last too much longer. Reinforcements coming in from the south. This might be why we see the enemy general already falling back. Ublug doing great and standing on a capture point. That's what I like to see. He is a charge infantry, though, so we need to be cycling him in and out of combat when we can. The archers look like they are gaining ground here. Our melee units pushing back into their defenders. That's looking pretty strong. Grimgore did manage to get a few of these guys backtracking. When we get this surrounded, this should be super duper easy. Reinforcements almost here, almost here. We are going to win this battle. We are going to win this battle. Let's get Ublug moving back yet again. The push on the right side is looking so good. So good. We're really starting to rout some enemies away quite well. Speaking of routing, we have a couple orcs without a job at the moment. I'm going to pause this and just fix everything really fast. Grimgore and his force on the left have won every battle so far. They've completely overtaken the left side, and everyone nearby is routing. This means Grimgore can move up with his army and start to take the top of the encampment. That means I'll also be able to move over and take that resupply area quite easily. Reinforcements from the south are all going to target the enemy's general. We're also going to send Ublug back in for that as well. So it looks like these two orc biggins were the ones that broke. We're just going to have them turn around and reinforce the side on the right that's kind of breaking. That's not looking too great, but we'll also have a group of trolls go reinforce that. The enemy is starting to run away here on the left, so if our numbers just continue to push in, these groups here, if they continue to push in, we should be able to overtake whatever's happening there and then reshore up the right side. This brought so much of the attention of the enemy away from where Grimgore was. I think this side is what won us the battle, to be honest with you. Let's get things back underway. General for the enemy is returning back to that right side. I just want to control this point if I can. Grimgore and company pushing into the back. This is looking really, really good right now. I still want you to go over here. You guys might die, but you're doing great. You're doing great. Get in there. Believe in yourselves. It'll help. Oh shit, we have a massive spell coming in the middle, hitting our reinforcements. Enemy commander likely not happy that we are here, taking this point directly underneath his nose. These reinforcements will be more than enough to roll over him, so I'm going to have Ublug actually intercept these axe units moving in. We are starting to see some routing yet again on the right side, and I'll be honest, I don't blame them. I'd be getting out of there too. That seems pretty sketchy at this point. Enemies routing in the center as our artillery continues to deal massive damage to them. We took a control point here. Grimgore and friends moving up the backside. Let's make sure they continue to move. I feel like there was a bit of a miscommunication here on what I wanted you guys to do. Every unit we've had on the left is unfortunately... I don't understand what's happening. I want you to attack that. Why are you running over there? Oh my god, they finally broke. They saw the death was inevitable, and they are giving up. That means the final settlement for our arch rival has been taken. Wait a minute, you're still attacking? That's not fair in the battle. Close victory indeed. Close victory indeed. Now, this place isn't technically part of what I own. However, we owned it before, and out of sheer principle, I want to take it over. What I meant was it's not part of any of my main provinces. And having broken provinces isn't necessarily the most useful thing. But I could use this as a bargaining chip, perhaps, in the future. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. Either way, we got it back. Garl Gurlis has been killed in battle, and the Heralds of the Tempest have been defeated. Oh, don't you think I forgot about you over here? Oh, God, you guys, your army's looking really small, isn't it? Your army's looking really small. Oh, no. I'm going to get the big leads, increases the weapon strength of trolls, giants, rogue idols, and arachnarok spider units. It's basically the big monsters on the battlefield. That's going to be a focus of mine as we advance. Meanwhile, back at home, we finally have some money and we can spend it. Let's make sure we're getting the Horde upgraded as soon as possible. We can also get better trolls already with the Hag Hut if we wanted to get that other way. That'll be done in 4 turns, so still quite a ways off. All right, I do have a little more money to spend, but I'm going to save the rest for replenishing Grimgore's army. We did a lot of upgrading in our base, but we still have a few slots here where we could add a new building in. I just don't want to invest that money just yet. Durbach has been on the offensive, messing with our rivals that were allies with Korlek, who we just took down. They're going to be our next focus. We'll wipe them out of the game and then really set our sights to the west. Thank you guys for being here today. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and we'll be back again tomorrow.